Hey folks, I was meant to show you a Kahea Classical, a brand that shows up, a budget brand that's shown up recently on Amazon, but they've lost another shipment. That's the third one in the last 2 months, I think. Those of you buy on Amazon know the deal. Something's coming, and then it says it's late, and then eventually you get this item might be lost. You can apply for a refund if it doesn't come tomorrow. One of those things. You get your refund if you ask for the refund to be applied to the original form of payment, like a credit card. It takes a long time. It takes a couple of weeks, so you're out your money that long. I always have it just posted to my account because it's fairly quickly. And once you've been doing with business with Amazon for a while, it seems like as soon as you return an item, and it's really easy to do with Amazon. You click return, you print the label, you repack it, you slap it on the box. I drop it off to a UPS store that's very close to me, but you can have it picked up as well. And yeah, it's usually after a couple of scans from the UPS, it's posted to my account, and I can respend the money. That's how I deal with refunds. And people often ask me, you complain about Amazon a lot. You talk about their terrible shipping, their terrible packing, the way every shipment is a gamble, their business practices, their ethics, and I can add a lot more I haven't talked about to that list. I don't like the fact, for instance, that they operate in the UK and don't pay UK taxes, that they have this sort of offshore account mentality towards foreign markets. And yeah, they're parasites. And I often feel, well, let me put it this way: if they were to go away, if they were to do a MySpace and get obliterated, I wouldn't mourn very long. I'd find other ways to do business. But why do I persist with Amazon? Well, the main reason is the one I've mentioned, is that the return policy is so easy to navigate. It's a lot more simple than eBay. With eBay, you're dealing with private sellers. Some of them can be really easy to deal with, and others can be really difficult. Sometimes sellers take forever to even respond or to ship something. So with eBay, there are a lot more variables, whereas Amazon, everything's fairly quick and easy. With the free shipping and everything. And I find that a lot of the interesting budget brands that crop up on the market often start out as being available on Amazon because it is the most viable form of distribution for a new company. A form of distribution that I've used myself. As much as I dislike things about Amazon, they do allow me to compete with a small business. I've sold books, I've sold CDs, I've sold downloads, I've sold instruments, all on Amazon over the years, in ways that I wouldn't be able to do with a direct account or selling from a website. So it's allowed me to compete in the business world in a way that I wouldn't have been able to without that tool. So it's kind of a love-hate thing with them. And I find that brands like IYV, Ertz, Lix Pro, and many others crop up, and they get their instruments on Amazon before they figure out how to set up their own distribution. Like, for instance, Firefly started on Amazon, and now they figured out the Guitar Garden thing. So they sell mostly on their own site, but they originally started out when that brand broke on Amazon. So with Amazon, you get a lot of interesting new brands that crop up at good prices, often fluctuating prices. Now you have two choices with Amazon. You can either go to Amazon Warehouse and buy discounted items that may have issues. And this is a warning: if you buy from Amazon a guitar from Amazon Warehouse, it might be dinged, it might even be cracked, it might have nothing wrong with it. It might just have bashed up packaging. So it's a bit of a gamble, but you can get some cheap deals through them, or even just the regular Amazon. I find that a lot of companies, and I've mentioned this as I go along, James Nelligan, Prodipe, even IYV, the prices fluctuate. And if you watch the prices, for instance, like a IYV Les Paul, I've seen them as low as 145 on Amazon. Now they're right up around 185. But if you kind of watch the prices, you can grab stuff while it's cheap, especially if you've got Prime with the free shipping. So for those reasons, I persist with Amazon. One, the ease of return, and two, the quickness and convenience of the business. Sometimes I can order stuff and it'll be on my doorstep in 2 days. With Prime, I get the free shipping. However, there's lots of problems with Amazon that really annoy me as well, and I constantly talk about them on this channel. But I'm just giving you an indication as to why I persist with the company. Again, I have no loyalty. If they were to disappear, if they were to get blown out of the water by another up-and-coming company, I wouldn't mourn for a second. Because they kind of have it coming to them. But they're also a tool for small businesses, and right now we're limited in the kinds of tools that we have, particularly for national selling around the country. I mean, things like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, can help with local sales, and I know Facebook Marketplace also does the shipping thing now, but it's nowhere near on the level of development as Amazon or eBay. I don't buy as much on eBay anymore because with eBay, when you find a reliable seller, like I like to think I am, who represents their item really well, sells at a good price, and ships quickly, it's worth maybe keeping that person in mind for future sales. But I find on eBay a lot, you run into sellers that take days to ship something, take days to reply if there's a problem, maybe throw up roadblocks to any kind of return or complaint, even though you can't really block a return on eBay. So I think that working with Amazon's policies, even though they're flawed, is still slightly preferable. I really like Reverb, and I wish I could support Reverb more than I do. I just don't find as many deals on Reverb. I find that the pricing tends to be on the upper echelons of the pricing scale. Even budget branded guitars tend to be more on Reverb, normally because they're middlemen sellers. It's the same on eBay. Like, for instance, you buy these guys buy a guitar on Amazon. Say they get a IYV Les Paul for $150 on Amazon, and they put it up on eBay for $250 to get a $100 profit. If they do upgrades or setups or add accessories like bags, I don't mind them upcharging a little bit if it's worth the difference. But there are gougers as well, and it seems like eBay and Reverb have more gouging situations than Amazon does. Also, you have to be wary of drop shippers on eBay as well, particularly. For instance, you might buy a guitar thinking that the person you're buying it from is shipping the guitar to you, but they have it drop shipped from somewhere else. And I think even some of the drop shippers on eBay are just buying from Amazon. When they get an order, they put the order into Amazon and have it shipped to your address. So they never touch the guitar or check it. And I think a lot of times that can lead to issues in the transaction. So just wanted to kind of explain to those who've asked why I persist with Amazon. Yes, deeply flawed company. I hate them in many ways. They are the devil in many ways, but they're also a viable tool that sort of equalizes the marketplace for small businesses. And I've been able to trade my wares through that company off and on over the last couple of decades in ways that I haven't been able to say directly through a website or something like that. So that's kind of an explanation on that. Of course, there are lots of other places. Some people swear by Musician's Friend, although I don't particularly like them. And some people swear by Sweetwater, which seems to have a very good reputation. So if you're finding bargains from those places and they do you right, then yeah, by all means persist with them. With Amazon, I just always know if I get something that has a problem, it can be back on the truck within on the same day or the next day, and the money's coming back into my account. Having that sort of guarantee, if you like, is helpful when you're doing business on the level that I am. There's nothing worse than something taking 2, 3, 4 weeks via eBay, like if you get a guitar that wasn't represented properly or something like that. So I tend to do a lot more on Amazon, either scratch and dent or sometimes new, than I do through eBay, and definitely through Reverb, because Reverb just seems to be a much more serious musician-based marketplace where that seems to impact the pricing on there. I don't see as many deals on there. I don't see as many people selling seconds and blems and fixer-uppers either. It seems to be a much more a site for collectors rather than hobbyists, if you know what I mean. So I still find Amazon a viable place to find instruments, and we'll continue until they get what's coming to them, and then we'll all move on, right? All right, folks, just thought I'd explain that since it came up in a recent conversation. See you on the next one.